Because my current job has me working nights, I don't always get to make a day of train watching like I would like to, but sometimes things work out and I get to have an all-day railfanning adventure. Today I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee over at Norfolk Southern's DeButt's yard, just in time to see a manifest arrive for a crew change. This is one of 5 bridges that fly over the yard and the main lines of both CSX and NS. The bridge I'm standing on is in between the hump yard and the locomotive shop. Here an SD40-2 and a slug push a set of cars over the hump. Later on in the morning, I meet up with my friend Carrie and we head over to Coffey's Cliff, just in time for a manifest with sufficient power. The only EMD engine in this consist is the 2585. This is one of 10 EMD SD60Ms that NS picked up on the tail end of a Union Pacific order. As such, they were built with desktop-style control stands and have no ditch lights on the back like other Norfolk Southern units. Coffey's Cliff can really be filled with action like it is today. Between trains arriving and departing the yard, and yard switchers working in the bowl at the classification yard, there can be a lot of trains in one shot. As a switcher heads back into the yard, a surprise is revealed in the form of this former Burlington Northern Triclops SD60M. NS currently has a handful of these units on loan from City Rail. Built for the BN, these units feature the earlier EMD North American cab. Later SD60Ms had a 2-piece teardrop windshield cab. Hearing a CSX coal train coming, we relocate to Harrison Pike to catch it. This is 2 miles from the cliff on the other side of the W&A sub. Within a few minutes, CSX N208 comes around the curve with an unusual 5-unit lash-up, an ES40DC, 2 AC4400 CWs, an SD70 MAC, and an SD40-2. N208 is an Evansville, Indiana to Stylesboro, Georgia coal train that runs for Georgia Power's Bowden Power Plant as per the plant's demands. After N208, Carrie and I part company, and I head up I-24 towards South Pittsburgh, Tennessee to meet up with a friend of mine on the CSX chat sub. Following the banks of the Tennessee River, which is still very high from heavy rains over the Christmas holiday, we cross back into Georgia for a brief while at Dade County, and then pass under the massive CSX trestle at Whiteside, Tennessee. The manifest train stopped on the bridge looked like a good indication of action on the mountain, but alas, there was no sign of it moving anytime soon, and his power was back in the woods. So I moved on to Nickajack Lake, but still no trains. The old L&N signals are still operational, but new PTC Darth Vaders are already installed and awaiting activation. And over the river at South Pittsburgh on this huge bridge, it wasn't until I reached Bridgeport, Alabama that I learned what had stopped everything. A mudslide on the mountain from all of the rain washed a section of the track out, which forced a stoppage of all trains. So by the time I got to Bridgeport, there was only the old NC and St. L depot and a stopped NS freight to be seen. Sitting on the Y at Bridgeport was this CSX Coke train. The hoppers are empty and waiting for a new crew to take them back out. The old Walking Horse and Eastern EMD switcher still sits on the other leg of the Y, paint fading steadily. Bridgeport is also the home of the Saquatchie Valley Railroad, one of the more interesting short lines in the region. On this day, the road's ex-Illinois Central Gulf caboose is parked next to one of the newest engines, a former Wisconsin Central GP40, now wearing a Union Pacific-inspired scheme with the SQVR logo on the cab. Two other old locos of interest is this former Yadkin Valley Railroad GP7, and, my personal favorite, this former Illinois Terminal SW1200. Though it's seen many miles, several owners, and sufficient rust, her IT green and gold still holds up, but just barely. Since all the traffic was still stopped and would not resume until long after sundown, it was time for me to head back to the homestead at Rocky Face. On the Saquatchie Valley Railroad in Bridgeport, Alabama, this is Ravenhawk 6910, signing off.